Hi everybody, welcome back to another weekly craft video. This week we have an activity for adults. That doesn't mean that kids can't do this activity, it just means that they might need a little bit of assistance or supervision with the materials in their craft kits. This week we're going to be making these adorable winter hand warmers, little warmers that you can heat in the microwave, put in your pockets, and take with you to help keep your hands warm as we head into this wintry cold season. All you do is stick these in the microwave for a few seconds and they keep your hands warm for about 20 to 30 minutes. So they're not going to last you all day by any means, but they might help get you from point A to point B and keep your hands a little bit warmer. Alright, let's take a quick look at what we have in our craft kit this week. You are going to get 4 squares of 100% cotton fabric. That's going to be enough for you to make 2 hand warmers. A couple pieces of this crochet thread. It's just a little bit thicker thread. This is 100% cotton as well. A cup of uncooked rice. And then here we have a couple of pins just to help you hold your fabric in place while you work on it. And you're also going to get an embroidery needle, which is just basically a regular needle, but it has a larger hole in the top so that you can thread this thicker crochet thread through that hole. At home, you're going to need a sharp pair of scissors. If you have pinking shears, definitely use those. Pinking shears are really helpful for when you get this kind of fabric that tends to have a lot of strings kind of coming off of it. The pinking shears help a lot with that. But if not, you can just grab a pair of sharp scissors and that'll work fine too. So first I'm going to grab 2 pieces of my cotton fabric and line them up so they're nice and straight. Then I'm going to take my pins and just pin my fabric together so that it stays put while I work on it. First, I'm going to thread my needle. I like to do this by taking the thread over the top of the needle and getting it into this nice little point, and then pushing that through my needle without splitting my thread, just like that. That's an easy way to do it. Once I thread my needle, I'm going to double up on my thread. Basically what that means is I just pull the thread all the way through until I have 2 equal lengths of thread hanging off both ends of my needle. Once I have my threads doubled, I just grab the threads between my thumb and my forefinger, wrap around my forefinger with the rest of the thread, and then gently roll with my thumb and pull through to get this nice little knot in the end. Or you can just tie a knot in the end. That works too. Now I'm just going to start sewing using a running stitch. I want my stitching to show on the outside of my hand warmer because I think it looks cute that way, but feel free to sew up your hand warmers however you want to. I'm going to leave a little bit of space along the outside edge because I want to trim off the edges of this fabric to make them look nice and neat when I'm done. When doing a running stitch, you simply go in through the front, out through the back, in through the front, out through the back, just like that, continuing on, trying to keep your stitches about the same size. Be sure to make your stitches tight and close together so that no rice can fall out of your hand warmer. All right. Once you only have a little bit of an opening left in your project, you're going to want to add your rice. So you can use a funnel if you have one at home, make one with a piece of paper, or I think what I'm going to do is just use this guy to help me dump in my rice. So once you make a big mess with your rice like I did, you're just gonna feel it. You don't want it to be super full, like it's gonna burst with the rice. You wanna be able to squish it around in there a little bit, so leave a little bit of extra space. And then when you feel like you've got the right amount of rice in there, just finish sewing up your hand warmer. Now I'm back where I started my hand warmer. Here's my little knot that I started off with. So to end my hand warmer, I'm just gonna pick up a piece of fabric here with my needle. I'm gonna go through both sides. I hope you can see that, all right. I'm gonna go through both sides of the fabric and just pick up this little piece of fabric there with the needle. I'm gonna pull through, but not all the way through. I'm gonna leave myself with this one little loop here, and then I'm gonna go into that loop with my needle and pull tight. And that's gonna give me a nice little knot there at the end. I can tie one more knot if I want, just to make sure it's really secure. And then I'm gonna trim off the edge, the end of this thread. Now, if you have pinking shears at home, pinking shears are gonna be great to trim off the edges of these to keep the little threads from falling out. But if you don't have pinking shears, just use a pair of sharp scissors to trim the edges of your hand warmer. Make sure you use caution when heating your hand warmers and don't leave them unattended. Every microwave's different, so start off low, like with 10 seconds, and increase the time until you find the right temperature. Be careful when you first go to take them out of the microwave, as they could be very hot. Don't put them in the microwave for more than 30 seconds.